If it's August, December, or June, for my heart sings a wonderful tune. As long as you care for me. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's very young friends who inspired it. And I'm going to start out with a little number that reminds me of my little nephew in Milwaukee. He let me borrow his favorite doll, which happens to be a little tiger. And I have news for you. This is kind of reminiscent of his personality, shall we say. So I'd like to dedicate this little number to Freddie, the Tiger Rag. We'll be back in just a moment, but right now I'd like you to hear a word from our sponsor. My friends, I'd like to do a little song that all my young friends have requested. It seems to be a very popular little tune with them, a very famous nursery rhyme that goes like this. Dotes and dozy dotes and little lambs eat ivy. Well, it's a very simple little tune, but I really believe, ladies and gentlemen, that this might have been one of the great classics of musical literature if it had been written by some of the great composers of the past. Try to imagine, if you can, way back in the 18th century, Mr. Mozart, as he might have played the Mairzy Dotes piano sonata in his 18th century drawing room, something like this. And now this little melody becomes the Minute Mersey Dotes Waltz by Chopin. When I was a little boy, I never much liked to practice the music of Johann Sebastian Bach because it sounded like exercises to me. But now I just love it because all you have to do is sneak in a little Mersey Dotes here and there, and then it sounds like this. Last of all, ladies and gentlemen, here's the beautiful blue Mersey Dotes Waltz by Johann Strauss. Thank you. I'm glad you like that, ladies and gentlemen. And I'd like to thank all my young friends for inspiring that little variations on Mersey Dotes. You know, when I was a little baby, my mother tells us she used to put me to sleep with the sound of the music from this little music box here. I don't know whether this inspired me to become a pianist later on, but I do know that it inspired me to write a lullaby in my later years, and I'd like to dedicate that little lullaby to all those cute little babies that might be watching our program right now. Would you like to hear that little lullaby? Close your eyes and go to sleep. From your lips, don't let her peep. Your day is done. You've had your fun. 99, my little one, you probably don't realize that you're the apple of our eyes. Your smiling face, your eyes so you. Your mommy's tired, her day was long, so won't you please hear this song? And while she prays the Lord to keep, close your eyes and go to sleep. That's it. Close your eyes and go to sleep. Good night. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad you liked it. Have you ever noticed, ladies and gentlemen, whenever those little tykes want something, they always ask for their mama? I know you fathers feel real badly about it, and if it's any consolation to you, I'd like to dedicate this number to you. Just as we recorded it on Columbia Records, it's called I Want My Mama. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. That music in the background reminds me of a very famous mother and father of musical history. They were Clara and Robert Schumann. Clara was a very brilliant concert pianist, and Robert Schumann, a very famous composer. But they were also wonderful parents. They raised a large family, and Robert Schumann dedicated many of his songs to his children. He wrote scenes of childhood, and among these scenes, a musical scene called Dream. I would like to play Robert Schumann's Traumerei, or Dreaming for You Now, especially for all those peaceful little children that are listening in. little song I'd like to dedicate to all those poor fathers who have ever had the chore of walking their crying babies at night. I know just how you feel. I'm tired. I got good reason to be tired. So sleepy, my eyes are red. There's not a wrinkle in my bed. Milkman passing by. Milkman passing by. He knows the reason why. I never slept a wink last night. All I could do was think last night. Just wondering why you decided to cry. Never slept a wink last night. I couldn't even go to bed. You had those crying motions in your head. 8 hours or more just walking the floor. Never slept a wink last night. Oh, baby, what did you do to me, baby? This is so new to me, baby. You made it blue for me, you know you did, you know you did. You little rascal, you. Please make things as they were, so I can get my sleep once more. Oh, baby, give me a break. Don't keep me away. I never slept a wink last night. I never slept a wink last night. Oh, no. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go. And I'd like to thank you for being such a wonderful audience, and all you little children for inspiring this particular show. I'll be looking forward to seeing you next week. And on behalf of everyone here in the show, I'd like to thank you for writing to us and making all those wonderful requests. So until we meet again, this is Liberace in Hollywood saying, I'll see you in the morning sun. And when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you.